Good afternoon and welcome to this State News File Update. I'm DJ Todd. Jake Stegerman will have a look at the latest highlights later today, but first, here's what you can expect. Jake?
Well, DJ, the Toronto Blue Jays did make a big offseason trade. The Calgary Flames did play, and the Raptors both got big wins. But State Trojans play this weekend, so we're going to take a look at that first.
Awesome. We will have a look at weather with Travis Neal later today, but first, here are your top stories. A 28-year-old man is facing charges after a series of assaults in downtown Calgary. The first report came to police at 7 yesterday morning, when a security guard said he had been assaulted after denying a man entry into a building in the 600 block of McLeod Trail southeast. Then several random assaults were reported to police over the next few hours. There was no weapons used and fortunately no one was seriously injured. Police finally caught up to the suspect after threats were allegedly made to a teller at a bank in the core. Nahal Kul was arrested and will remain in custody until his court appearance. If you have any information on the case, contact police or Crime Stoppers at 188-222-TIPS. Calgary police arrested a 13-year-old boy at Jack James High School following a stabbing on Tuesday. Officers responded to several calls to the high school in Forest Lawn around yesterday afternoon. EMS says the 15-year-old victim suffered minor injuries from the incident and was taken home by his parents. After reviewing CCTV footage, officers were able to identify a potential suspect, and the 13-year-old was then taken into custody. The investigation is ongoing, but police don't believe there is any further risk to students at the school. Crime rates in Calgary have skyrocketed in the last year. Murder rates are particularly high, and that's impacting Calgary's safety and peace of mind. As Tone Armani reports, police say they're doing their best to make quick arrests.
Crime rates in Calgary have skyrocketed in the last year. Specifically, murder rates have impacted Calgarians concerning their safety and peace of mind. The Calgary police have been investigating these murders, but police have not gotten to the bottom of it.
The past 2 weeks has been an extremely busy time for our investigators and the numerous organizational areas that support these investigations, given the 6 homicides. Our teams have been working around the clock to further the investigations and bring closure to the cases as quickly as possible. These teams are relentless in their efforts to bring closure to them, and our thoughts are certainly with the family and friends of all those lost due to these tragic incidents.
Homicide rates in Calgary have gone up dramatically in the last 2 years. Since 2020, crime rates have gone up from 1.57% to 2.53%. And in 2021, there was 19 recorded homicides and 11 homicides in 2022 already recorded.
For Federico Arigama, a local resident who lives on 17th Ave in downtown Calgary, has issues to why the Calgary police have not slowed down the crime rates, and says the police should be more focused on solving these murders than giving out speeding and parking tickets.
I think police should stop giving out tickets for no reason to people that speed. I'm not saying they're not doing their job, but I think they should focus more on criminal stuff.
Crime rates have already gone up dramatically in Calgary, with 11 recorded homicides already recorded this year by Calgary police. Calgary police are on high alert through this pandemic to make sure all these crimes get solved immediately. For State's News File, I'm Tone Arma.
One person is left in critical condition following a 2-vehicle collision on a rural highway just north of Calgary. The patient was flown to hospital by Stars Air Ambulance. The crash happened near Big Hill Springs Road and Range Road 24 around 4:30 yesterday afternoon. Police closed the road until around 10 last night for the investigation. 3 other people were injured in the crash, including a 16-year-old girl who is in serious but stable condition. The Alberta Children's Hospital is currently at a full capacity as the number of kids with illness continues to rise. Families have faced extreme wait times due to this situation, with some having to wait up to 17 hours to see a doctor. Children's Operations Officer Margaret Fullerton says staff are working around the clock to lower wait times. Fullerton says teenagers may be sent to adult hospitals to clear some of the backlog. The Children's Hospital has also been faced with a staff shortage due to the workers getting sick. The Telus Spark Science Center is paying tribute to a classic children's story on the 75th anniversary of the book's release. Our Brett Lipkowski went down there to check it out. Brett, what can you tell us about this?
Well, DJ, the Telespark just opened up its new digital immersion gallery of Goodnight Moon. People can take a walk through the stars at the Telespark Science Center. You can watch the seasons and the colors change as you're thrown back into the childhood classic written back in 1947. This is the third different exhibit to be featured at the Spark's new digital immersion gallery, which opened back in July of 2021. Telespark's marketing coordinator, Zoe Moores, says the exhibit will inspire creativity. Goodnight Moon is open until February, so you have plenty of time to catch it before it's gone.
People got really emotional with it as well. And that's also a huge part of science and psychology and social science as well. So we kind of like to bring that all together for this one show.
It was a really cool experience, CJ. I'm definitely going to be going back to see it again.
That was Brett Lipkowski reporting live from the newsroom. Good night, Brett. Those are today's top stories. We'll have you with our full forecast after the break. But first, Travis has a look at what's going on around Calgary this week.
Time to bring your inner Disney child out at Disney on Ice, held at the Saddle Dome. With multiple different shows going on all weekend long and tickets starting at $41. Now is your chance to see where dreams come true. If you are a fan of arts and crafts, then head to the TELUS Convention Center now till the 20th for Calgary's premier arts and crafts sale. Tickets are $12 to $15. Santa's coming to town soon, but this weekend Calgary's Night Market are selling homemade and local goods at their Christmas edition market, held at the Eau Claire Market with free admission. If you are in need of a humorous and joy-filled night, Mark Forward is in town now till Saturday putting on his comedy show at the Laugh Shop. Tickets are around $19. Calgary's Opera is putting on another show this Saturday at 7:30 p.m. The show will be at the Jubilee Auditorium and tickets range from $75 to $129.
Hello and welcome to sports. I'm Travis Neal. We'll start off with the western side of the province, or of the country, sorry. Vancouver's our warm spot at +4. It is cloudy there. They do have the warm front that is going to be coming and hitting us later on in the week. Edmonton is -1 with some sun and cloud. Regina is getting that snow, but it is -6. Winnipeg is the cold spot at -13 with some sun and cloud. Now to take a look at the eastern side of the country, Toronto and Montreal are experiencing some snow. They are sitting, however, relatively near zero. Halifax is 3 degrees with some cloud, and St. John's is 0 and cloudy. We'll now take a look at the south side of the country.
South of the border is still hot even in November. Palm Springs is 22 and very sunny. Barbados and Cancun are around 30 and partly cloudy. Honolulu is a little colder at 23 and partly cloudy. Orlando is experiencing some rain and is 24. And Las Vegas is sitting at a cold 8 degrees and sunny.
Today in Calgary it is -1 with some light snow. We do have a 23 km/h wind coming from the north, but the 5-day forecast we do have lots of sun coming. Now to take a look at the province, we can see that Banff is the cold spot at -11 with some snow. Fort McMurray follows suit at being -7 with some snow as well. However, as you look throughout the middle of the province, it is very cloudy and temperatures are ranging around that 0 to -2 range, with Medicine Hat being at -6. We'll now take a look at the 5-day forecast. Looking at Calgary for the next 5 days, tonight will drop down to -14 with some snow. Tomorrow will be a high of +8 with lots of sun, as we do see that effect of the high pressure system clearing up the skies for us. Saturday and Sunday is going to be 0 and +4, with Monday being +5 with tons of sun. And Jake Staggerman will have Trojans highlights for us after the break.
What do you think of when you hear the word home? A place to rest, a place to play, a place for friends and family to gather. There are people in the city who unfortunately don't have that. They only have a house. WINS wants to change that. Donate household items to the House to Home program and help make a house a home again. It's only when you have homes that you have a community.
Come and learn the fast-paced world of television production. Find your passion to write, shoot, edit, and direct news, sports, and dramatic productions. With industry-standard technology and the best instructors in the business, SAIT's television production program teaches you everything you need to know for a career in broadcasting. This is television production. Come and dare to be on air.
Welcome back to St. News File. Jake joins us now for a look at the latest sports highlights. What's happening?
Well, DJ, there is a big trade in the Blue Jays baseball world, but first we're going to look at the St. Trojans as they play this weekend. The St. Trojans men's hockey team will be back in action this weekend against the Briarcrest Clippers. Last week, the Trojans won 6-3 over the University of Alberta Augustana Vikings. The Trojans started by scoring 2 goals over the first period. Brandon Machado followed in the second period with 2 goals. Also scoring for St. was Chase Miller, Dylan Williamson, Zach Cox, and Zach Huber. For Augustana, Owen Lamb scored a pair, and Jack Hamley scored 1 goal. Trojans improved to 7-3, while the Vikings fall to 4-3-1. The Trojans and the Clippers will go head-to-head at Winsport Arena this Friday night. The Calgary Flames took on the Pacific Division rivals Los Angeles Kings at the Saddledome, hoping for their second win in a row. 4 minutes into the first, Jonathan Huberdeau rips home his second goal of the year past Jonathan Quick. A minute later on the power play, Arthur Kaliev finds the back of the net to tie the game at 1. After the Kings go up 2-1, Andrew Mangiapane nets his third of the year as he scores off a rebound, which leads to Nick Ritchie and Blake Coleman playing catch before Ritchie taps it in past Quick for a 3-2 lead midway through the first. Calgary goes up 5-2 early in the second, but shortly after, Kevin Fiala picks up a rebound off the backboards to keep the Kings in the game. In the final minutes of the third, LA is down 2, and Adrian Kempe snipes home his 7th off a one-time pass from Drew Doughty. Jacob Markstrom makes 24 saves as the Flames squeeze out a win for their second in a row at home. Tonight, Calgary is in Tampa Bay to take on the Lightning for a 5 o'clock start. The Toronto Raptors were on the road in Detroit for an interconference battle with the Pistons. Late in the first half, OG Anunoby takes it to the rim and slams it down over Marvin Bagley. Toronto is up 7 at the break. Third quarter, Delano Banton kicks it to Juancho Hernan Gomez, who connects from deep. Later in the game, it's now a 1-point game, and the Raptors turn defense into offense as Chris Boucher gets it up to top to Banton for the alley-oop. 3 minutes later, the lead is 2. Raps turn it over, but Banton knocks it loose, and the Raps reward the Toronto native with the dunk. Delano Banton has a career-high night with 27 points on 9 of 16 shooting. Chris Boucher follows up with an efficient 20 points in 31 minutes. Toronto improves to an 8-7 on the year with the 4-point win as Detroit falls to a league worst at 3-12. The Toronto Blue Jays have traded the star outfielder to the Seattle Mariners for reliever pitcher Eric Swanson and left-handed pitcher prospect Adam Macko. Hernandez, a 2-time Silver Slugger and 2021 All-Star, went deep 25 times with 77 runs batted in over 131 games for the Jays last season. Eric Swanson comes to Toronto off a 1.68 ERA with 11.7 strikeouts per 9 innings over his 57 appearances for the Mariners in 2022. The 29-year-old gives the Blue Jays a high-leverage bullpen arm who's under the team control for the next 3 seasons. And that's a look at sports.
Well, it breaks my heart to see him go, but something that doesn't is the current weather conditions.
That's for sure.
Yeah, in Calgary in the next 5 days, it is going to be very sunny as it's not going to be as cold as well. And that's going to be the look.
Perfect, yeah.
Well, we thank you guys for tuning in to today's Safeville News Update. Have a good night, everybody.
Yeah, it was alright.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. I need to figure out who. I don't know if I was over, so I didn't get a single cue.